Welcome to the morning show here on WRCO Radio. Great to have you along today as we talk about all the great things going on in the Richland District. And joining us here today, Carrie Stoltz, John Sharp, and Nicole Toney. We'll talk about what they do here during our time together on the morning show. But it's our monthly visit from Richland District Director of Marketing and Communications, Carrie Stoltz, today. How you doing, Carrie?
Good, Phil. How are you?
Oh, wonderful. Good to have you here. Another month has gone by.
I know it is. And we're like, it's getting close. I mean, it sounds crazy. My year anniversary is, I think, in May, and shocking that it's gone so fast and been such a great time and hard to believe. And I think we're down to, I think I did the math right. When we get back from spring break, we'll only have 41 days left of school, which seems impossible.
That does.
I know, right?
Yes. And spring break coming up too, right?
Spring break is coming up. So yeah, March 31st is the first day, and we'll be on spring break that whole week. So yep, kids are looking forward to it, I'm sure.
I'll bet they are.
A little break, just a little break. Yeah.
And our first spring sports activities, the track teams will be in action.
Yeah, they get started on Saturday, I think, and then the softball team also has a scrimmage. Baseball, I know, has been out practicing, and I think softball's doing mornings right now, so I'm sorry for those girls. Yeah, it's awesome to see kids out there, and I mean, it's spring in Wisconsin, so we did have a little hiccup last Wednesday, I think it was, with the weather, but we're just going to keep on keeping on and hope for sunny skies.
The district braved it yesterday. There were a few schools that were delayed, but you guys went on time on Thursday.
We were hearty souls and ready to go. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. So I live out in the country, and so it was not too bad at all. So
I think there was at least one field trip yesterday, too, I believe.
Oh, really?
That went somewhere yesterday.
Oh,
so maybe that was part of it, too. I had to get to the field
had to get there
early
yeah.
yesterday. So.
And then we also had the primary school had their music concert on yesterday? Yeah, I think it was just yesterday. So that was really cute and adorable, and it was K through 3. So it'll be on the YouTube channel a little later today. So if anybody missed it and would like to take a peek at the little cuties and their performance, it was fun. Fun day.
Trivia night tonight.
It is for the wrestling team. Yeah, I follow, all those guys on Facebook, obviously, and to see the community donations that are coming in for that is just, it's so great that our community supports all of our teams in such an amazing way. And really, I mean, not to be boastful, but it does make you proud of where you live, and to love where you live and love how your community supports our kids. And this is the wrestling team. But our community just has so much support for all of our kids and all their activities. It's really, really an awesome place to live, and really kind of one of those love where you live sort of moments. I've lived in Iowa, I've lived in Nebraska, big cities, small towns, and it really does make you proud of where we live and all the people who are here. So thank you to all the community members. Anybody who's going to participate tonight, it should be a great night and lots of fun.
Well said. Yeah, it gets underway at 6:30, and I think people can sign up right there at the door.
Yeah, so. I think max 10 is a team. So will you have a team, Phil?
I don't believe so.
Oh.
No, I think I'm going to sit this one out.
I mean, you would be a lovely team member for anyone. There are lots of knowledge.
If they cut off everything at 1990, I'm good. But I'm sure they won't.
Probably not.
And this is the time of the year we're seeing solo ensembles and forensics.
Yeah, that was awesome. Nikki actually is a forensics director for our 7th and 8th grade. But yeah, we had I think 13 events qualify for state for forensics, and the number from solo and ensemble is crazy. I want to say it's at least 20 from choir and band. Our swing choir is going to state for that. There's music concerts coming up. I know the middle school has one coming up. The high school choirs are they have another concert actually, and they just had their Pops concert. It is Music in Our Schools Month actually in March, so awesome to see all that music happening, all the art happening. Sometimes it feels like you just get on a roll and then school's over, but we're going to finish strong and have a good time here with all that stuff. So, and thinking about next year, we are still in the middle of 4K screening. So those are open if anybody still needs to get your appointment time set up. That is through the 27th, I want to say that's open. And then those will be the week after spring break when we come back. So if you have any littles who are thinking about being a Hornet next year, we would love to meet them. So get those registrations in.
Good deal. That's a good reminder. In fact, last time you were here, you brought along some of the staff that will be doing that or are doing that right now.
You just never know who I'm going to walk in the door
you don't. You always bring friends. And,
I do.
And speaking of which, today you brought along John Sharp, special education teacher, assistant in the district, and Nicole Toney, 7th and 8th grade special education teachers. So let's transition and say good morning to them as well. How you doing, John?
I'm doing great, Phil. How are you?
Oh, well, good to have you in the studio with us.
It's great to be here.
How long have you been with the school district?
I believe it's 8 years now. I retired from the Wisconsin prison system in 2016 and then kind of got bored and decided I'd come to work for the Richland School District if they'd have me, and surprisingly they did.
Has it been rewarding?
It's amazing. I get lots of affection from the kids and great support from the staff. It's one of the most enjoyable experiences I've ever had. You know, coming from a sad environment, or mostly sad environment, to an environment with so much positivity. And what's amazing to me is how intelligent and smart both the kids and the staff are. It's unbelievable how well prepared they are for what we do every day.
You're around an optimistic group, aren't you?
It's amazing, yeah. I mean, everything is working towards goals for the kids. We want to, the students, we want to see them achieve. But also, for me, a guy coming from a correctional setting, a maximum security correctional setting, going into working with little kids, I was absolutely terrified because I'd never had that experience. And the people around me just supported me and like, okay, this is how we do it, and you're going to be fine with this. And by golly, after probably a year, I felt like I was pretty competent in what I was doing. So it worked out. It's worked out so far very, very well for me, and I can't see myself stop doing it until I'm ready to just retire. Yeah, coming from the prison system, I'm guessing that's kind of a scary situation, a working environment and things like that. It was, to a degree. I mean, after a while, you get sort of used to it. The first couple of years I was 18 when I started, so I didn't know any better. But there's been I have some interesting stories and tales to tell, but I survived it and came out, I don't believe, any worse for the wear. And I've had some really good experiences in the prison system and some not so good, some that didn't turn out as well as we had hoped. But then to transition from that really structured environment to going then to, a school where it's pretty wide open. I remember probably the first time I stood in a dining room or a cafeteria where, there's 200 or 100 kids in there. It just kind of scared me because I'm like, well, what are we going to do with all these people,
And you've been at it long enough now. You're probably you've seen students transitioned into the real world, into adulthood, and really making some things of themselves, right?
It's been amazing. There's a particularly good story for me. I had a student that I worked with, and he graduated a couple of years ago and went into the United States Marine Corps, and I was absolutely so proud of him. I'm a Navy veteran, but I was absolutely so proud of him going into the military. And some of the other kids in the last couple of years that have gone through school and then decided to make the military at least a short-term career is just fantastic. It shows how successful these kids can be. And again, I'm always impressed with how smart they are. I look back when I went to school, these kids are learning things that in middle school that I didn't learn until I was probably in high school. They're much smarter. And let's not even bring technology into the mix. That just blows me away. Yeah. So it's just been incredible.
Do you work with all ages then as well, John?
I work primarily with the 7th and 8th grade students, and I've found that to be. This is my first year. Last year I worked, and the years prior I worked with more students. But this year with Ms. Toney is the first year that I've been specifically with the 7th and 8th grade kids. And I think that's really wonderful because it gives you an opportunity to see the kids when they come into the high school building or into that building. You get to meet them, and I think we set the tone for how the rest of their year is going to be, and maybe even how the rest of their career in school until they graduate high school is going to be. So we have a really rare opportunity to, be the positive step that these kids can see that, hey, this isn't such a scary place. Look at all these friendly people running around. So it's really a lot of fun.
That middle school age is a real transitional time, isn't it?
I would say, any of us think back to when you were 11, 12, and 13 and how difficult those years were. Because so much is going on in your life, and physically and emotionally, things are changing so quickly, and it's really good that these children have a place to come, a school where they can feel safe and where they can go through these changes with the help of the school district and, of course, the families. They're obviously the number one people involved in this, but to see the teachers and the counselors and everyone from the night shift maintenance guy to Mr. Board, everyone is totally involved with educating and helping these kids make a brighter future for themselves.
We'll bring Nicole into the conversation as well. Nicole, how long have you been with the district?
This is my 9th year. This is my 4th year as a teacher, but my 9th year in the district. My own children started in 4K and graduated a couple of years ago, so I've been a part of the district for many years.
Rewarding work for you as well, I'm
Very
sure.
rewarding, yes. I love the district. I've always loved the district. I love what I do. I love being around the kids, and we have amazing staff, so that makes it easier.
Do you have like a typical day, or is every day not typical?
Every day is different. Yeah, I think that's part of the reason I love it. So,
describe kind of like what you do during a day.
Well, today we had there's a lot of illness in our building right now, so I was kind of helping with some sub-plans, helping a teacher get involved in, or get logged into their computer. I had hallway duty, and then here we are. When I go back to school, I work with mostly math teachers, so I'll go to math class, and I have a couple of study halls, and we have a great Hornet Hour, which is a giant study hall. And then it's Friday, so we get to go home a little bit early and relax till we do it all over again on Monday.
I was kind of hoping we were over the hump with all this sickness stuff that's going around.
Nope,
It doesn't sound like it yet.
Not yet. It's still in there.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Speaking of computers and things, do you ever have to ask the students for help or not? Because I probably would.
Often, whether I need help or not, they're willing to share their expertise with you, but they're always there to help in case something should come up.
I know we wanted to ask you about the Big Buddies program. Can you tell us about that a little bit?
Yeah. So we started going to this event called Champion Games a few years ago. It was well before I started going, but I think it was in 2022 when I became a teacher. I went to Mr. Josem and I was like, why is our whole district not going to this event? And really it was, I think, because we have such little kids and it can be challenging. So we went and we were taking about 20 kids and we just slowly increased. And last year I was like, let's take big buddies. Let's get some of our high school kids to become buddies to these little kids and they can kind of chaperone this event. So with the help of Laura Selgaby, we found a bunch of juniors and seniors. They're part of the Southwest Leadership Program. And I just asked them, do you want to be a buddy to second, third, graders for a day at Champion Games? And they were like, yes. I have males, females, football players. It didn't matter. They all wanted to help. So that really grew our program from maybe 20, 30 students attending this event to last year we took about 122-ish students. So it just became a really large event for us. And we couldn't have done it without the help of all of our high school kids becoming buddies to these little kids. So it's quite a program and it's evolving and growing every year and doing different things with it. We actually take the big kids down to meet the little kids before, which is super fun, so that when they get on the bus with them on that day, they're not nervous or afraid of this giant person sitting next to them. And they actually worship these big kids. So, you see this little first grader with a giant senior. It's quite, it touches your heart a little bit. So, it's just a really good really good program that we're developing and hope to be growing. This year we're on track, I think, to take about 150 to 170 students and staff. So it's just a really great program.
That's awesome. So that's all grade levels then, Nikki?
All grade levels, yep. Our whole district goes. So it's I guess I could tell you a little bit about what Champion Games is. So it's an annual event that's held in Boscobel. It's designed around special education students, but it's all inclusive. So that's how our buddies kind of get intertwined.
That's coming up, in May, I believe it is, isn't it?
Sorry, yes. The date is May 9th with a rain date of May 12th. And there's probably the CISA 3 puts this on annually, and I think there's 31 different school districts in that CISA services, but I would say 12 to 15 schools probably come. So there's quite a few people that attend this event. I think there was over 1,000 just kids, students and staff last year that signed up. It is open to the public, so if anybody's interested in coming to check out this amazing day, come on down and watch it, because it's a pretty fun day.
So you couldn't do it without the buddies that you talked about and the chaperones and the teachers. That's a big undertaking.
It's a huge undertaking, and it's a big deal. It takes a couple of months to plan, but we just have amazing staff that are on board. It takes the principals, it takes everybody. It takes admin, it takes Mr. Board, it takes Mr. Joe Sem. Lisa Goff is a huge help to me in that. Mr. Sharp is going to be a huge help to me in that this year. So everybody has to be involved. It's all hands on deck. And last year was the first year. A lot of them went in at the end of the day. They were pretty glad they did. And they have been the ones asking already this year, when do we go? What do we do? So it's pretty great. We have great support.
Champion Games, John, I know that's something that's near and dear to you. You've seen it firsthand, how an effect that this can have, right?
It's absolutely amazing, Phil, to watch these children get together and just have a good time. It's not like when we see Champion Games, people will have the image of the Olympics or something like that. Well, it's similar to that, but it's more just about fun. There's also bouncy houses and just water balloons and games, and you see a lot of these kids that don't get to have a lot of fun in large groups, and when you see them participate in these events, there's a lot of laughter and smiling, and you get kids that don't get these opportunities very often to get out there and mingle with other kids that they don't ever see except once a year at the Champion Games, and so you see, I think, some friendships that are made, kids recognize each other from one year to the next. I don't know how much that happens, but they all get together and they just enjoy their own company. And then also to watch the faces of the adults that are participating and the parents and the family members, you can see that they enjoy it almost as much as the children do. I certainly do. I mean, I was involved early on when I started with the school district and going to the Champion Games a couple of times, but this year is more important to me because I'm going to be helping Ms. Tony, and I want to see this really become something big that as many kids as we can get to can come, because it's just an amazing time, and everyone has a lot of fun. This year is, I believe, the 31st year that it's been done. I don't know if somebody said that already, but it's just like I said, I can't emphasize how much fun the children have, and the adults too, because we have a lot of fun.
I can't imagine what an undertaking it is for the staff at Boscobel and everybody involved. It's quite a big jigsaw puzzle to put it all together, isn't it?
Well, think of the logistics when you have, as Ms. Tony said, probably over 1,000 people attending. A small school district like Boscobel, it's a lot of work for the school districts that are going to participate to put together. But for Boscobel, that's a huge undertaking. How do you have the facilities set aside for up to and over 1,000 people? How do you organize that? How do you make it secure so everyone can feel safe? Who are you going to invite to it? I can't imagine the planning, because I'm at the very low end of that. I can't imagine the planning that people like Ms. Tony and other people have to do, because it's huge. I mean, so there's a great deal to accomplish before we get there. I mean, Ms. Tony's starting stuff now already, and we've got till May 9th to start.
A couple of months out, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any stories like that you could pick your brain a little bit? I'm sure there are some great things that happen in the background that we don't know about.
I have a kid I've worked with for several years. He's can be a challenge to work with sometimes, and doesn't always get to do a lot of stuff. And when we take him to the champion games, it's like a new face. It's like a different person. He has so much fun. He laughs so much, and this is a kid that you wouldn't think would be capable of that. He asked me. He's been asking. Oh my gosh, since January. Can we go to the champion games? Can we go to the champion games? This is a seventh grade kid who just has a ball there, and we have kept a champion games T-shirt in his classroom. So when he comes in most mornings, he'll see that champion games shirt and say, "Can I wear my champion games shirt?" So you can tell that this kid who doesn't talk a heck of a lot is really focused in on that. He really remembers what the champion games are and how much fun he has at them.
Yeah, that's big stuff, and I'm sure there are many others too. But
yeah,
it's not how fast you run or how long you jump or anything, is it?
It's the fact that you participate. It's the fact that you're able to do athletic events and game events just like everyone else, with no one being there to judge. You said it the best when you said it's not how far you jump or how fast you run. It's the smile on the face. All right, and the sense of community that these people, that all of us get when we get together for these games. It's like we're all in this together. So you see some amazing things.
Nicole, did you have any story that you wanted to relay from the Champion Games?
I have many, but I guess my favorite part of Champion Games is in the very beginning. So it's actually inside their football field usually, and there's a track, right? So every school district lines up. And I always tell our students and our staff, make posters. Every year we get matching shirts. So we have matching shirts, we have posters. Some classrooms, every kid makes a poster. And then Ron Fruit usually announces every school district. And I can't even describe the feeling that I get, and I feel like the rest of us get when we're walking around that track and they say our school district. The kids are so proud, and we're just all united. We're a community. It's just a great day to be a Hornet that day. They're cheering, and it just gives you the warm fuzzies, everybody's just so happy to be there. And then we cross that line past Ron Fruit, and they just get to go. They just run and they go and they pick and do whatever it is they want to do. It's just a wonderful way to start the day. So that's my favorite.
Yeah, awesome. And I know it's not cheap to put this on. Would you accept donations if somebody's interested in this?
Yes.
Oh, Carrie?
Sorry. I'm going to jump in. Yes. So like Nicole said, it is, there are some logistical needs. So we need to transport 150-ish kids to basketball. And then we also do T-shirts for all the kids. And it really does kind of, I know it's just a T-shirt, but it really does kind of help create that bond and that unity already when you all look like a group and you're all there together. And I have not had the opportunity to go yet. I'll be going this year. This will be my first Champions Game event. But there is, it just helps blur that line between buddies who are there and the kids who are there helping, and really makes it a unity-filled experience. So we will ask our community for help to support this and support our kids, which they always come through and always do an amazing job. So yes, we are accepting donations. If anybody would want to bring a check or anything like that to the high school or the district office, just make sure it says it's for Champion Games, and we'll be happy to help. And then there is an online fundraiser as well. Hopefully I can give the link as well. So we're using a new organization called School Funder. So it is School, SCHOOLFUNDR. so no .org, and then /fund/champion-games. So there is an online fundraiser. We'll put it on the Facebook page and stuff as well, for people to help that way, but always willing to accept donations to the school as well. So we really appreciate our community and all the help that they give and all the help they give our kids in general. And, it's not just financial. Your support obviously matters to our kids. And if you have a kid who's interested in going or you think would be a great buddy, you're welcome to let us know that too.
That's quite a jump too, Nicole, from going from not being involved as a district to all of a sudden potentially 150 people being there. Right?
It's been a long and short process. So, it took a minute just to kind of get everybody to realize, like, this is a great day and let's just try it. So again, with the support of Lisa Goff and Sean Josem, I needed a little push from them to kind of help encourage everybody to come, and then everybody's just happy to be there. So it's really great. It's just a great day. And there's no other way to explain it. You need to come and you need to check it out, because the smiles are it. Mm-hmm. Smiles are where it's at.
Not that you would ever use it as a discipline thing, but, I'm sure you can say, hey, you want to go to the discipline, you want to go to the champion games, you got to mind your P's and Q's, right?
I mean, I'm sure that happens.
I'm talking about you, not the kids.
Well, everybody gets to come, and we take anybody who's willing to come with us all across their whole district. So, yeah, if anybody else wants to come, support us, that'd be great.
So it's basically kindergarten through high school?
Kindergarten all the way up, yep, through 12. So usually the bigger kids end up becoming buddies. Usually hopefully this year. It's only our second year using the buddies, but the bigger kids are kind of leaning that way of just helping the little kids. So it's pretty fun to watch.
Awesome. We'll have more coming up on the morning show from the Richland School District in a moment. Welcome back to our morning show today from WRCO. It's our morning to talk about the Richland School District from those that are there and making it happen. Carrie Stoltz is in the studio with us, Nicole Toney and John Sharp, talking about some upcoming events. And it's just amazing, Carrie, to be talking about things toward the end of the school year now, isn't it?
I know. It is really shocking. And I mean, summer is a great time. Don't get me wrong. I love summer too, but I've loved having the kids in the building, and the thought that there's, 50-ish more days with the kids in the building is just shocking, and that we're getting going. And yeah, I mean, spring sports is kind of that mark of, it's, the last kind of season for the year. You have fall sports and winter sports and spring sports, and that you can be on the golf course too. It's just, how is that even possible? So that's just crazy. And I should mention with spring sports, the concession stand fire. So that will change things a little bit for our baseball teams and our track teams, but we should be well underway. They have plans in place to have the porta potties out and some sort of concession. So those are kind of working through. But if somebody is coming to a track meet or a baseball game, be aware that area is fenced off. Don't mess with it. If you've got littles who might be like, wow, let me look at that. So that area is a little obviously not in use in the way it has been in past years. So just a heads up to anyone who's going to be coming out to any of those events that way.
That'll be good. I'll be able to at least get a hot dog before the ball game, so I don't wither away.
We'll do our best. We'll do our best to have something out there for you.
Right.
So, yep.
Well, that'll be nice that you'll be kind of continuing on, as planned, and
yes.
and construction or reconstruction, or that's going to happen later this year.
Plans are underway. So we had, I know we had some engineers out looking at it. The insurance company's been out, so it is underway, but it will not be super functional for this season.
Not yet.
It'll just be something to remember for the spring of 25. But with the end of the year, we also, on Wednesday, we did pre-ACT and ACT testing over at the high school. So that is checked off the list for the year, and we don't have any data or anything like that yet, but the kids were great and super respectful. The seniors got a day off, quote unquote, that day. So I hope a lot of them use that to work on their scholarship forms, because those are due April 15th for anyone who's got a senior out there who maybe needs to get their essays written or their applications in. And while our 9 through 11 were doing testing, the 7th and 8th grade actually went to lacrosse, and went to a jump park over there. So there's some great pictures and moments from that, and it was also a big undertaking. So Nikki was on that trip as well. So and I think John too. Yeah. So it was that was quite the day they all had. I think.
I bet. Did you jump at the park, Nicole?
No.
No, you
Nope,
didn't. Okay.
I opt out of that.
Okay,
Yeah.
John.
I was under strict orders not to from my significant other because I had broken my leg a couple of years ago, and yeah, I didn't think it would be a good idea for me to jump, and neither did she.
Those parks are amazing, though. Just and a lot of noise going on
Yes,
too. Right?
it was loud, but again, if you could have seen those 7th and 8th grade kids hanging around together and the joy. I have some amazing videos of the child that I work with pretty closely most of the time, or for at least a couple hours a day. Man, he had so much fun, Phil. It was just like, he was running and jumping, and I don't know that he'd ever had this opportunity, and he just was thrilled. And Ms. Tony can tell you more about what the preparation, because that, again, it's another huge undertaking when you take, she'd be able to give you the numbers, but 3 busloads full of 7th and 8th grade kids. Think back when you were in 7th and 8th grade and you had an hour and a half bus ride. So how those adults handled all that mayhem and all that excitement, I don't know, because I was riding in a separate van, so I wasn't exposed to what the people who were doing the real work had to do. I was relatively quiet and enjoying a nice peaceful ride to lacrosse. But on those 3 buses, I'm sure it wasn't quiet and peaceful.
Another day of coordination.
Another day of coordination. Yeah, it's a great trip. This is the 4th year we've gone. It's just best if the 7th and 8th graders leave when it's ACT testing. We can't be quiet. I mean, we've tried. It's just really difficult. So it's just a better thing for us to do. But it's just a wide open space for them to just run and play and be loud, and we don't have to tell them to stop doing anything. And they hand over their phones so they don't lose them in the foam pits, because that's disgusting, and it just takes a really long time to find. So it's just a great day. And the bus rides actually were quite good. The ride home, they were pretty quiet. They're a little, I don't know if tired is the right word, but they're a little worn out from all that jumping. But it's a great day. They have so much fun, and a lot of kids don't get this opportunity. So I mean, just like John said, like it's fun to just watch them run, and you see different personalities kind of come out. So it's a great day.
Overstimulation sometimes. That's why they were quiet on the way home. Probably.
Same staff was the same. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a great day.
But you had to probably get chaperones lined up and
yep,
a lot of
we
things.
took 13 staff members, 2 school vans, and 3 school buses. So it was full. I think it was 113 students roughly. So everybody went. Everybody goes. So we were all out of there. We got back just in time for the early release that day, and then we went on to PLC time. So it's something we'll do every year. It's just a good place to go.
Did the 8th graders get tested in that or not? Or
not in the ACT.
They were not. Oh yeah,
No.
ACT of course.
Yeah.
So
we'll test in April. We take the forward test. 7th and 8th graders take the forward test.
Oh, that's what I was confusing it with. So that's coming up. And Carrie, your scholarship and awards night is coming up not too far down the road too.
It is, yes. And again, a plug for those seniors to get their scholarship applications in. I know the guidance counselors. This is a big time for them. There's lots of scholarships going on. Lots of scholarships are available. And again, not to push the point too hard, but our community is amazing. There's so many scholarships for our kids, and our community supports us and them so well. And if you're interested in starting a scholarship, you still can. There's still time that you can get a scholarship put together this year. We have graduation classes that put scholarships together, individual people, memorial scholarships, anything that you want to do. Anybody you want to have a scholarship in memory of, it is a great memorial to someone, especially someone who was a teacher or cared about education or really cares about kids in any way. Again, our community is just so amazing. It's so great, and they support us so well, and we cannot say thank you enough. So, I have the senior Facebook post ready to go out already, which is just crazy that we're getting down to the time where we're celebrating the seniors this year in the class of 25, and so hard to believe. But yeah, it's right around the corner.
Anything in terms of construction? I know they've been working on that. So last time Steve was here, I believe he touched on that a little bit.
Yeah, so construction will start, I think it is June 9th, if I have my date right. And the primary building is the main focus for this summer because we have those sinking classrooms that they're going to be jacking up. So, the primary school will be the main focus. We've been really, really blessed with great people to work with through Nexus. They're our construction company, and we have a project manager now who's really in charge of our building, and they're in meetings a lot with us. So yeah, people will see heavy equipment and I think it's trailers for all the classrooms to be packed up in. Those will be moving in. Brian Jones is our director of maintenance and buildings facilities, I think, and he's worked a lot with those guys. The plans are all done. I think plans are 100% for intermediate too. Bids are going to be going out before too long if they're not already for the intermediate school. Things are really pushing along. We've had some meetings about the auditorium already, so that is, I think, next summer is slated for. But yeah, things are going to be moving. People are going to see lots of equipment at the primary building, especially coming up. Yeah.
Uh-huh. I'll look forward to that too, and hopefully a good year, for construction.
Right,
and,
not too much
good
rain or weather or anything. So yeah, anything that can push us ahead on those deadlines is great. We'll try and get as much as we possibly can done in the summer. It's just easier to work when there aren't people in the building. So some of those projects, if we can get ahead this summer, great. We'll have to push stuff off to next summer if we don't, but people will definitely see those referendum dollars at work. And again, our community supporting us. The referendum was great, and so really supporting our kids and helping us get the facilities that we need and helping us shore up the issues that are there. So again, our community is fantastic. So
the big thing was upkeep on what you currently have. You got to do a little maintenance on those things once in a while. So
sinking classrooms is not a great thing.
That can be a problem.
No, it's just a little bit.
John, I know that, and Carrie touched on it too, but community support for the Richland District is amazing, isn't it?
Again, coming from an environment that was a bigger budget, the Department of Corrections, I was shocked at how willing the community is to help support in any way that they can our schools. And because I never had any exposure, I was just a taxpayer. Okay, here's where my money goes. But now having been involved, it amazes me that we're allowed to do the things that we're allowed to do because the community supports pretty much most everything that we do. I can't stress enough how important it is for family participation. Things like the champion games coming up. If people, you should come out and see it. If you have a kid in school that's attending, by all means, come and attend because it's a fun thing for everyone to do, and again, you see the adults having almost as much fun as the kids, I think, anyway. And any little bit of help that people can give us, I know there's always somebody asking for something, but any little bit of help we can get from members of the community will make it, I like to think, will make it a better time and a more enjoyable time for the kids. And after all, that's why we do what we do. We're there for the kids, for the students in our schools, and I just think it's important that everyone that wants to can participate in one way or the other in this amazing adventure of educating kids, because it's like something I never thought I'd be involved in, that's for sure. And I don't know, I guess I just think it's such a wonderful thing. I didn't know, I'm repeating myself now, I guess, but I didn't know or didn't understand or appreciate, I guess, how involved and how wonderful the Richland Center community is to their kids, to their students. And we've all, at some point, or most of us, have been the beneficiaries of a public education, many of us. And I always look at it like, okay, what I'm paying now, I'm paying ahead to the next set of taxpayers that are going to be paying for the next kids coming up because somebody paid for me to get a really good education. So I think it's kind of like a pay it forward sort of thing, but it surprises me how well this community gets behind that. It's just been wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Well said. And Nicole, I think you're going to be going on tour with some students, right? To maybe build awareness and maybe look for some support.
Yeah, that's right. Next Wednesday, I'm going to be taking a few students. We're going to be just traveling around Richland Center, visiting any local businesses that might be interested in donating for this wonderful event. So if that's something that you're interested in and you would like us to for sure be sure that we stop in at your business. If you could just reach out to us and let us know, you can email me or you can call the high school. You can speak with me or one of the building principals and let us know.
Rewarding work for you, isn't it?
It is very rewarding. This whole event has a special place in my heart. I just love it. It makes me really happy. That's why I continue to do it. And I just love to see the kids happy. And it's really been eye-opening to see these giant high school girls and boys just take such part and ownership in this. When I had mentioned to them that I needed some volunteers to come with me to these businesses, I would say a solid 20 or more of them volunteered. I don't need that many, but I'll take them. So it's very rewarding.
Wonderful. Well, good luck with that as well.
Thank you.
So
Thank
we'll
you very
let
much.
businesses know that you'll be coming around to visit here next week.
Sounds great.
And thanks for sharing your story as well, John. It sounds like very rewarding work for you too.
It's just amazing. It's no day is the same, and I've never had a bad day working for the school district.
Right. Probably wonder why you didn't get involved sooner, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Good. Well, thanks for coming in today,
Thank
you
you so
guys. And Carrie as well. Anything else you want to add here?
I think so, Phil. We did a good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's always great to be here. It's always great to bring awareness to what's going on. I think when I was a parent, before you don't know all the things that go on. So behind the scenes and different departments that your kids aren't a part of, or it's really awesome to see just all the things going on. And for 7th and 8th grade at the jump park, right? When I had little kids, I wouldn't have known that was happening. And yet here's this event that's going on, and champion games I had never heard of until this year. And so any opportunity that we get to bring our community more into the fold into what's happening at the school, and always the invitation for community members, come to a concert, come to a game, come support our teams, come support our kids. It's great entertainment. I mean, it's a great way to spend a day, especially now that the weather's going to get nice. If you want a day out at the ball field, softball, baseball, track meet. I mean, those are interesting. I hadn't done that since I was a kid. So those are always interesting to go to. Lots of events and kids participating, and really, our future. These kids are great and they're doing amazing things. And it's such a joy to get to be a part of it.
Well said. And the first track meet tomorrow is indoors too, by the way. So that's even more enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, for right now, yes, it would be. But I am definitely looking forward to be out in the baseball. Well, I don't know if I'm looking forward to the bleachers, but the sun beaming down on you.
Sure. 75 degrees.
Yes, that's great.
Perfect.
Makes the bleachers a little more tolerable.
Well, thanks for what you do, because you do a great job of focusing on different departments at the school and the district. And so this is another avenue we hadn't talked about this
Thanks
year,
for having us. We really appreciate it, always.
No problem. Carrie Stoltz joining us, Richland District Director of Marketing and Communications, along with Nicole Toney, who is a 7th and 8th grade special education teacher, and John Sharp, whom you heard from earlier as well, special education teacher assistant in the Richland District.